Good morning.
Good morning.
I'd like you to give another round of applause to these fantastic graduates, which I And I want to thank them because this was democracy in action. They elected me to be their speaker. I also want to thank Mr. Blankfein, thank our mayor, Warren Buffett, and all the wonderful people who have made this such a successful program. I also want to say thank you to one of my mentors, Congressman Davis right here, who I've known since I was knee-high. He's just been a great inspiration in my life. Thank you, Congress. It's an honor and a privilege to be here with you all today. I want to thank again Mr. Blankfein, Goldman Sachs, Mayor Emanuel, Warren Buffett, Penny Pritzker, the city colleges of Chicago, and all the other folks who made this day possible. You believed in me, you believed in my classmates, you believed in the power of small businesses to create jobs and sustain our communities here in Chicago. Please know this, that your investment in us will not go to waste. We will create jobs. We will build communities. And we will help keep Chicago and America strong. I want to thank Ralph and Richard and Anita and the faculty and my business advisor, Daryl, wherever he is, my employees. I couldn't do it without you all, even though I'm working hard. My classmates, you all are wonderful. I especially want to thank those in my growth group, the Golden Growth Group, G3 as we called ourselves. You know, there's something magical that happens when you put a bunch of small business owners in a room together. Problems get solved. People feel great. And the world is a much better place. But I'd be remiss, and most of all, I want to thank my family sitting down here. You all stand up. She is just gorgeous. Barbara, standing right here in the center. I want to thank you, my children, my twin sons, Caleb and Cannon, and my daughter, Trinity, standing right there with her mom. I think she fell asleep. I want to thank my father, Herman, and Freddie, and my mother-in-law, Miss Geraldine Walton, and my brother, Reggie, and to all of my extended family who helped me throughout this program. I am thankful. I got a couple I want you all to know I love you all and thank you so much. Let me tell you, to be an entrepreneur, you got to be a fanatic. It's the truth. So I thank my family. It's safe to say that this program has been as challenging as it has been rewarding. And I could not have done it without you all. Yesterday I was so proud as I watched my little girl Trinity there graduate from kindergarten. And I hope today she is just as proud of her daddy. I stand here today, an African-American male, born and raised in North Lawndale, one of the toughest communities on Chicago's west side. And I am living proof that the American dream is alive and well. I'm the very proud president and CEO of Deer Rehabilitation Services. My company provides psychological counseling, substance abuse treatment, and training services to help ex-offenders and law enforcement professionals. I actually call it doing good in the hood. up on the west side of Chicago, I was surrounded by violence and hopelessness. We were so poor that at times my parents couldn't afford name brand clothes for me. And you know how important that is to a teenager. So at age 10, with a $50 loan from my mother Shirley, and God bless her soul, I opened a candy store on my front porch to earn money to pay for school clothes. I actually paid my mama back 2 weeks later. Pretty soon I was making $100 a day. And I came to understand the transformative value a business can have in one's life and the impact that it has on its community. But it wasn't until a few months later, after witnessing a fatal shooting in my neighborhood, that I decided I would go to college and work to transform people in my community, away from a life of drugs and crimes to become law-abiding and productive citizens. And for years, I did just that, working as a clinician. But then one day, in the year 2000, I felt a strong calling to leave my job and start my own business. It was my dream since I sold that first piece of candy at 10 years old. And last year, I applied to the 10,000 Small Businesses program because I wanted to expand the capacity of my business to serve law enforcement professionals who sacrifice daily and deserve all of our gratitude and support. Before this program, I managed my staff like I held every single position in a company. But now 10,000 Small Businesses has taught me to be a CEO. That's right. CEO. And I call it Chief Empowerment Officer. I now have the skills to empower my employees to succeed. And I can spend my time working on my business and not working in my business. The support I've gotten from Goldman Sachs employees, my classmates, and my growth group has been a critical part of my success. Since joining the program, I've hired 4 new employees, increased my staff to 22 people, and we're on track to double our revenues this year. And I now have a growth plan for launching what I call the Hero Health Network, a dedicated network of discounted services for law enforcement professionals. I could not have done it or accomplished this without Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses. I now have the knowledge, the confidence, and the network to make my business a bigger and longer success. I thank God every single day for what He has given me, and I'm so proud today. Chicago has been known as the city that works, and it has been an honor and a privilege to grow with 36 of the hardest working businesses in Chicago. And I know, Mr. Blankfein, that Goldman Sachs will be hard pressed not to call us their best class yet. And afterward, we will be looking for that answer. I wish each of you great success in your business. And let us remember that we are a part of a community here in Chicago. So let's work together to create jobs and do good while we do well. Remember, success by the inch is a cinch, but by the yard, it's hard. Chicago cohort #1, and we are #1. 10,000 Small Businesses graduates. Congratulations! on next to Warren Buffett. In fact, I told somebody this morning when we did the show this morning, I said, if someone would have told me I was going to be sitting next to Warren Buffett last year, I would have slapped him for lying. It is my great honor. And now it's my great honor and privilege to introduce Warren Buffett, co-chair of the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses Advisory Council, and the gentleman who knows a good business when he sees one. Mr. Buffett, today you have 37 great businesses in front of you. And we are truly honored to meet you. And they tell me you've been doing pretty good in your hood, too. Born in Omaha and living in the same house since 1958, and he qualified that with me. Your commitment to your community has been an inspiration for me to continue to live and work in my lifelong neighborhood of North Lawndale. Please join me in a round of applause for the great Warren Buffett. I must have been out of my mind when I agreed to follow that.
Excuse me.
Oprah would have been a lot easier.